Welcome back. Today we are moving into episode 4 of our goal-based investment series. Let's do a quick recap before we move on. We laid the foundation in episode 1, broke down the SIP trap in episode 2, and scrutinized active investment management in episode 3. And even before we start this episode, I would like to thank all of you for the time you spent watching this series. I hope you were able to truly make some difference to your investment strategy. The engagement I have received with the comments is the best proof that we are building a real community of people who value data over hype. So thank you again. And now let's quickly start with episode 4. We are addressing the capital trap. For most 25 to 45-year-old professionals, residential property or a house is the ultimate milestone. But in 2026, the math has fundamentally decoupled from reality. We are not looking at a simple price hike, we are witnessing a systematic shift in how capital is being locked into illiquid assets. If your net worth is tied up in bricks while your liquidity is vanishing, you are in a high risk anomaly. So let's look at the numbers. The 2026 reality is based on hard data as of April 2026. Residential property prices across India's top 7 cities have seen a cumulative appreciation of 42% since 2021. In specific micro markets like North Bangalore or Dwarka Expressway, the surge exceeds 60%. Contrast this with corporate India's sales trajectory. While 2026 projections suggest a 9.1% average hike, the real term wage growth for mid-senior management has struggled to keep up with the 12% CAGR of premium housing. So the anomaly here isn't just the sticker price, it's the friction. Stamp duty, GST on under construction units, and registration fees now effectively add 11% to your base cost. When you factor in the current cost of borrowing, the home loan rates hovering around 8.5%, the total cost of ownership has hit a 15-year high. For the Indian professional, the dream of equity is being replaced by the reality of debt servicing. Real estate is currently a capital trap for 4 systemic reasons. First one is the concentration risk. A standard 1.5 crore apartment in a tier 1 city requires upfront liquidity of roughly 45 lakhs including taxes and interiors. For most 35-year-olds, this represents 80% of their liquid net worth. So you are essentially betting your entire financial future on a single PIN code. Number 2 is the yield gap. In 2026, India's residential rental yield remains stagnant at 2.5 to 3%. When your cost of debt is 8.5%, you are losing 5% annually in negative carry. In a boardroom, we would call it failing business model. Number 3 is the liquidity compression. Real estate is the ultimate illiquid asset. In the current market, time on market for a secondary sale has increased to 180 days. You cannot liquidate a bedroom to pay for a medical emergency or a sudden pivot in your career. Number 4 is the opportunity cost of EMIs. When 50% of your take-home pay is logged into a 20-year EMI, you lose your risk capital. You can't afford to join a startup. You can't upskill at a global university, and you certainly cannot exploit market volatility in the Nifty. You have not bought a home, you have sold your flexibility. The hidden danger is the wealth effect in reverse. As your savings disappear into bricks and mortar, your portfolio compounding slows down. If that same 45 lakhs down payment stayed in a diversified 12% CAGR portfolio, it would double every 6 years. By locking it in a house that appreciates at 7%, you are effectively paying a peace of mind tax worth crores over 2 decades. Furthermore, we are seeing a shift in Indian urban planning. With the rise of hybrid work and satellite offices, the premium on city center living is under threat. If the commercial hub shifts, your fixed assets remain stationary. That is a geographical risk that most professionals fail to hedge. Consider a dual income household in Hyderabad. They earn a combined 40 lakhs per annum. To buy a 3 BHK today, they will have to face a 2.2 crore price tag. With a significant corpus, their monthly EMI will exceed 1.4 lakhs per month. After factoring in school fees and lifestyle inflation, their savings rate hits zero. They are asset rich on a spreadsheet but cash poor in reality. This is the definition of the capital trap, owing a premium ceiling but having no floor for financial shocks. Real estate was the default wealth builder for the previous generations because land was cheap and transparency was low. In 2026, the market is efficient and the entry cost is prohibitive. At The Hedgenomist, we believe your primary residence is a lifestyle choice, not an investment strategy. Obviously, we are emotionless. We are only maths driven. So don't mind that. In our next episode, we are going to analyze the FOMO trap, gold. We will look at why the yellow metal often yields to inflation and why it's frequently a hedge for fearful rather than a tool for the methodical. If you prefer data over hype, subscribe and join our community of methodical and smart investors. And also in the comments, please tell us what is your rent versus buy math for 2026. So thanks a lot for tuning in into this episode 4. I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.